Hello air signs, this reading is for you. We are approaching the buck moon, the full moon, and yeah, there's also an eclipse going on. If you've seen in any other video, I'm going to be mentioning it as well, but I feel like people kind of tailor, or just go to the video that addresses their personal concerns, so that's okay. You don't have to watch each and one of my videos. If you're not an earth sign, you don't have to watch the earth sign full moon reading, but just regurgitating information in case you missed it. So yeah, like I mentioned before, the full moon is all about the completion of a certain cycle, while the eclipse is a symbol of growing into a new version of yourself, or at least like growing into a more mature version of yourself. So if this cycle is ending, what's about to entail is how it's affecting your growth. So let's see what we got for you, air signs. Oh my god. So I said I wasn't going to mention it in my actual YouTube videos, but I recorded these readings already, but my mic was off. And so now I'm re-recording them with my mic on, and I swear for air signs, I pulled the Nine of Swords, the first card last time. So the fact that I pulled it again, the other two cards are different, but they were wand cards as well. So it's so funny that now, like, I pulled the Nine of Swords again, which is an air sign card, and then I pulled these wand cards based off of, listen, I can't make this shit up. But anyway, like I was saying, the Nine of Swords, you're probably getting towards the end of, maybe not a funk, but like an emotional like roller coaster where things just didn't seem logical, and you're just kind of, confused as to why you're having all these feelings, and you're finally coming to the realization that you need to be a little more aware of communicating them, and that's where you're finding your relief, that's where you're finding your reprieve, that's where you're finding that you're settling these conflicts in your mind, because you're finally getting to that point where you're aware that you don't have control over this. This isn't something that is very structured. We are sensitive sometimes, and how we react to some things can be beyond our control. So I think you're finally understanding that, not that you need to be, it doesn't make sense that you're crying because you're okay. Like, no, like, just learn to process how you need to process, and then use that process to move on, okay? Don't feel ashamed, especially with the Seven of Wands in reverse. I feel like this might be a time for you to really start reflecting and like analyzing within yourself, especially the things you want to do and the way that you want to move. Also, if you aren't that spiritual, you're probably not looking towards certain practices, but this doesn't have to be about that. This could, like I said, when you're trying to process your emotions, I think this is a time for you to understand how you get through your emotions, because you're aware of what makes you feel better and what makes you feel worse. So if you got to cry, draw a bubble bath, roll a blunt, and eat your favorite cake to finally get over something, then realize that that's a procedure that you need to abide by logically, so you can get through things emotionally, okay? And just because, it's synthesized that way doesn't mean that it's not helping you relieve yourself in a spiritual sense, okay? With the Six of Wands as your outcome card, I feel like you'll end up finding yourself being able to finally like nurture yourself in all aspects, like especially within your ambitions, especially when you're excited about something, especially when you're like realizing that this is a new way to create a new life. Air signs, you guys can be very free or very structured, and I think you just need to tie those two elements in so that you can finally get some balance in your life. But yeah, start committing yourself to learning more about yourself, and like to moving forward through certain ideals, so that you can understand why you feel a certain way about them. But yeah, I think you guys will do a good job of getting over some intense feelings, especially if you use this time to focus on you and what it is you actually want, and how you can actually move through those emotions, and how you represent yourself to yourself when you're processing those emotions. So air signs, I hope that was helpful. Aquarians, you know, the Geminis, the Libras of the world. I hope you guys are all having a great, safe weekend, and yeah, I hope that helped. Goodbye.